The original PSVR headset was no stranger to shovelware releases, especially towards the end of its life, when most major developers and publishers ducked out and started to focus on PSVR 2. I'd hoped that the PSVR 2 would avoid the muck that plagued the original headset, but Breakstuff VR sadly dashes those dreams with its one-note, tiresome and boring gameplay, all dressed in last gen's best. Or worse actually, because even on the original PSVR, this would not be considered a looker. The premise of the game is actually quite sound, and I like the ideas within it. Breakstuff VR is presented as a game show, complete with a talking robot host with that annoying text-to-speech voice. The design is very human. The idea is that each level presents you with an environment full of stuff to break. The more you break, the more money you make. The more money you make, the better throwables you can purchase. And here's the first problem. It takes forever to accrue any decent kind of bankroll in your wallet, and you'll have to play each level dozens of times to get the cash needed for the top tier stuff. This is all part of the design though. There are only 4 levels, so progress is locked behind a progress bar that adds 1 notch each time you play a round, and it's a bloody long bar. And it doesn't seem to matter whether you have a roaring play and take the maximum cash possible in a round, or play a stinker. That progress bar only moves 1 notch at a time, which was infuriating. It takes away any motivation to actually do well. It's also very tiring. You have to play each level 20 times before you get to the next one. So that's 20 minutes of throwing motions, and it takes its toll. And by the end of my run with the game, which took around 2 hours in total, my shoulders were ruined and my headset was dripping in sweat. The game does have an alternative option that could save your rotator cuff though. You can either throw like regular, or you can projectile shoot those items by picking them up, pulling the trigger to charge your shot, and then aiming it where you want to hit. Of the two, I actually found the regular throwing, while being very tiresome, was actually way more accurate. To the game's credit, the throwing is on point, and I rarely felt hard done by with the physical actions. The alternative method just never felt quite right, and while I appreciated being able to give my arms a rest, I reluctantly ploughed on with the regular throwing motions. Now, the levels themselves are two-sided affairs. On one hand, they don't look all that great. The graphics are well below what one would expect from PSVR 2, and to be honest, they would be a letdown even on the MetaQuest platform. It's very basic and fuzzy, and it lacks any kind of visual glamour. On the other hand, the 4 levels are well done in terms of what they offer for gameplay. You don't just throw stuff around willy-nilly. There are almost kind of mini puzzles, I'm using the term puzzles very loosely here, that will help you on your way. Considering the rounds are played on a timer and you want to make as much moolah as possible, it pays to take note of what happens when certain things get hit and in what order. I won't spoil it in case you ignore my advice and go and buy the game anyway, but there were a couple of aha moments that betrayed the game's otherwise poor showing. What really sticks out here is that Breakstuff VR costs around $20, or in my case £15. And what do you get? You get 4 levels and 4 bonus rounds, which are nothing to speak of. They are horrible. All you do is whack things with a bat. You could argue that the replayability is part of the parcel, but considering how you're forced to replay each level 20 times to get to the next, I don't think anyone in their right mind would want to go back and do it all again, unless they're a hardcore trophy hunter or they just want to sit at the top of the in-game leaderboards. I'm neither, and my shoulders are still aching, so Breakstuff VR is a one and done experience for me, thank you very much, and it's not one that I'll remember fondly, especially when the likes of What the Bat is priced at a similar point and offers much more while still giving you the chance to cause a bit of chaos. Breakstuff VR is just not a very good game. And that is the end of this review. Thank you as always for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, do us a solid. Go on down below and hit the like and subscribe buttons and give the bell icon a whack so that you get notified whenever we've got new stuff for you to watch. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers my dears.